Hi guys, Kaiser here. Welcome back to Age of Empires 2, and welcome to a civilization that I think is not receiving nearly enough attention. You see, the June patch came out a couple of weeks ago, and several civilizations received quite a few interesting changes. Obviously, the most exciting of them all is that the Romans have entered into ranked play, and people are celebrating and gaining elo with their legionaries and centurions and discounted ballistae. It's a very fun civilization, no doubt. But there are other civs that receive some pretty cool changes, one being represented by my opponent here, Carmore 3 in the blue playing as the Magyar. They have a new team bonus where their cav archers train 25% faster. I think that's pretty cool. I think that means that we're going to see a lot more cav archer play in the Castle Age, which should be fun. But the civilization that has received the biggest change, in my opinion, is the Koreans. They have a new bonus that makes them, perhaps, the best archer civilization in the game. And at the very least, in my opinion, no doubt, the best civilization for learning how to play archers. Okay? So I think they're really fun. We're going to dive into that bonus, what it looks like, and how the Koreans are so cool for playing with archers. If you liked the video, please go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all of you that do that. Thank you so much. Let's dive into today's video. We are here on Arabia. The classic map, of course. And like I said, my opponent, Magyar, in the blue. I am Koreans in the red. The big Korean bonus that has been added into the game is that Korean archer and infantry units cost half the wood cost. 50% less wood on your archer and infantry units. Now that does not only mean your archers, your crossbows, your arbalests. It also means your skirmisher units, and it means your pikemen, your spearmen, your halberdier. They all cost 50% less wood. Now that is an insane bonus for two reasons. One is, you know, if you're playing an archer civilization, what you've got to learn to do, and what I am learning to do, because I, like many of you, I really got good at the game off of cavalry. I think playing knight play is typically how a lot of people learn to play in ranked, and it's the strategy that's maybe easier to pull off as a noob or an average player, right? And so I got good with cavalry play and then started experimenting with infantry, siege play. Archers of the main strategies are the ones that I feel weaker on, and I'm trying to learn how to get better at archer play. And so for me, this Korean bonus is perfect. One of the reasons why archer play is so hard is because of the wood economy. Now, if you're in the late Imperial Age, you know, you're swimming in food and wood discounts, wood savings, they don't mean a lot. But in the early game, in the Feudal Age or the early Castle Age, wood is one of the hardest resources to collect. It comes in slowly, and you're having to spend it everywhere. You're trying to build buildings and research technologies, build farms for your food eco. Wood is being spent all over the place. And so, as an archer, and then as an archer civ, on top of that, you're trying to mass up archers and simultaneously harass your opponent but keep building up your archer numbers. That can be hard. And so, with this new Korean bonus, being able to mass up archers with half the wood requirement is an incredible bonus. It gives you a lot of fluidity and flexibility to continue developing your economy, spending that wood elsewhere, while you continue to mass up archers. It's an amazing bonus. The other thing that for me is even more helpful is that what I'm learning about archer play is you can't just build archers. You can do that with knights. There is a situation where you can be so, you know, you have so many knights on the field, you just mow over everything. Even if they get out spearmen or pikemen, you may have so many knights on the field that you can just wash over those, you know, anti-cavalry units and win the game regardless. Pure knights. I suppose it's theoretically possible with archers, but in my experience, far too often, I get a ball of archers up or a ball of crossbowmen. I get a roll going, and then I forget about the counters, and I allow myself to lose that archer force to enemy cav. I lose it to, all of a sudden knights come out of nowhere. I guess, mangoes or spears, but really it's knights that kill me more often than not. I think to myself, yeah, I've got enough archers to deal with a knight force coming at me, and then I get mowed over, right? You need, if you're going to play archers, you need to have some kind of, response ready for cavalry coming at you. So I'm learning, I've got to get spearmen to go with my archers. I've got to get pikemen to go with my archers. And, this is a big moment here in the game. I'm just going to highlight the game real quick. So, doing some scouting around. I'm intending on archer rushing. That's my plan. And the build that I've been using is to get an archer rush up. I do see the stable coming online. And when I see that stable, I realize, yeah, he's Magyar. The Magyars get cheaper scouts. They get the free forging technology to come in, right? So I recognize I'm in trouble. I'm probably about to be scout rushed. And my game plan is to put up small walls and keep those scouts from really doing any damage. So it's pretty clever. And I think it highlights the importance of using your scout to identify what your enemy is doing. What strategy are they using? A lot of times it doesn't hurt to just look at the civilization and make assumptions, but it's better to have that scout actually tell you, okay, a stable is coming up. You can expect a scout rush. And that way you're not surprised by whatever strategy gets used. Notice also, he recognizes at the same time. I don't know whether he has scouted my... He has not. But he knows I'm Koreans. I'm probably either going to tower rush him or I'm going to use archers myself. And he is preemptively towering his gold to keep me off of it. Pretty clever. Pretty clever. So anyway, like I was saying, the big thing I'm having to learn to do, and I keep forgetting to do this and losing games because of it. What I have to do is get out spearmen, get out pikemen, in order to push back on getting hit by scouts or knights or whatever for my archers. Here, I'm actually going to lose a villager, a little slow on the uptake there. Alright, good. So he can't hit this wood line, he can't hit this wood line, he can't hit this gold. The one thing that I have left exposed are my Berryvilles. And he sees it. It's a mistake on my part. This game that I'm sharing with you today is not optimally played by any means. There are things I'm looking back at and thinking, yeah, I could learn from this. We could do better next time. Learn from my mistakes as well as my victories. And he's playing this really well. He is, attacking, getting kills, but not losing the scouts. He's looping around. He's going to try to cause more damage again. But meanwhile, I have out 5 archers. And I'm going to try to put some damage in of my own. And while all of this is going on, again, the discounted wood is coming in. It's easier for me to get up spearmen. I'm already spending all this wood on the archers. Now I'm also spending wood on spearmen or skirmishers to back up those archers. Blech. You gotta hate it. Alright. Trying to break into this palisade wall, see if I can get some damage in. Fortunately for me, I think he's sort of focused on what's happening here, so his scouts... No, look at how... Oh, that's beautiful. He sees that, gets another kill. That's you know what? I'm going to highlight that. That was a really good move. When you are rushing, whether you're scout rushing, archer rushing, or whatever, take a look at the villagers who are farming around the town center. Because a lot of times, if you have a really weak villager, maybe they took a lot of hits from... they took a lot of hits from, like, the boar or something like that. Then that can be a really good play. Alright, we got a situation here The archers have broken through the palisade wall right into the town center, so they can't really do any damage. Spearmen. I have gone in though. They're not very good raiders. They're gonna fall apart here, but we are distracting the wood eco, which is not a bad thing. And you can actually see right here in the idle eco time. He has 50% more of the idle eco wasted time than I have, which is pretty cool. Even though I do have more idle TC time than he does, because his scouts have been doing a pretty good job. So far, you can see he's up 7 villagers. This is a pretty good situation for him. The saving grace for me is that his army, what he's sort of teched into, requires a lot of food. And if he wants to go skirmisher against me, there's sort of a combination. The beautiful thing about playing archers is trying to resist archers in particular hurts your economy. Not only do you have to produce skirmishers, which cost food, but if you throw down a tower, this was big. When I saw that tower, I was excited, because I knew that meant that when he hits the castle age, he is not able to get up a town center right away. He is going to have to mine stone. And as it just so happens, the only stone that he really has any access to, I guess he could come out here, but otherwise, it's right here. Both stone deposits are outside of the walls. And as long as I've got archers out here, he's not going to be able to mine right there. Alright, now he sees. We see that he's amassed a lot of skirms. That's impacted his economy pretty badly. It'll pay off for him if I let him kill my archers. But instead I'm pulling back. And what is going to happen in just a second? Here it is. A stable coming up. Because if I can get out just a couple of scouts of my own, if he's massing all in skirms, I can just walk right over these skirmishers. Now, he recognizes that, and he is himself getting out spearmen. So he wants defenses for scouts. I think Carmore 3 is playing this very well so far, and it is really setting himself up honorably as my opponent. But even though right now he's got a villager lead, and, you know, I think when he gets into the castle age, he's obviously got a strategy in mind with knights. I think by throwing down the tower and having to go so heavily into skirms, I think he's in trouble here. Okay, here we go. 2 knights out on the field. Now, what I'm doing right here, I'm moving up with my archers on purpose in order to kind of bait him into moving forward with his skirms. And now I'm prioritizing the spearmen with my archers. Kill the spears so they can't do anything into the scouts. And now here we go. Day at the races. Those are some fast-moving skirmishers. And I gotta admit, I'm disappointed. That is not nearly the kind of damage that I was hoping to get. But there we go. Finally, now the spears or the skirms are not running away. That was not bad. And I decide, I think to myself, oh, I've got the archers. I can take it. I can take it. I can knock out these skirms. And yeah, I clean up the skirmisher force, which is great. But I do lose all my archers there. Probably not worth it. So far in the game, in this game that I'm sharing with you and casting with you right now and putting my name out there, Iron Kaiser presents. Kaiser showing off the Koreans. I would say that blue is doing better. I would say the blue is doing well here. But even in showing you a game that's not played perfectly, in showing you a game where I'm losing this, I think it's actually demonstrating the strength of the Koreans. Because losing those archers did not cost as much as it otherwise would have. I'm able to replenish those numbers so much more readily because, again, they cost 50% less wood. And I can back them up with spears, or I can back them up with, skirms. Anything that I do, if I decide to go, into siege play, that's going to be... Here we go. I've got a third archery range coming up, so that I can get those numbers up even faster. I can do that more readily because I'm saving so much wood. And don't forget, I've been focusing on this new bonus, but you've got to remember all of the other Korean bonuses also add into the incredible strength of Korean archer play. For one, you get the archer armor upgrades immediately upon hitting the next stage. Right? And what I see, he's moving forward with the spears. I can tell, well, I guess he actually is researching the text for the spears, for the skirms. But the fact that he's moving forward with these skirms and not really doing any damage outside of, killing these archers. I need to reset my spawn. But just moving forward without any kind of backup tells me he's sacrificing these units, and I should probably expect some sort of cavalry play. I'm expecting knights. There we go. All right, scouts moving forward, doing what they can. Yeah, not a very good move. I'm moving the spearmen forward, not really so much to get kills. Like, I know that's not going to happen. But I'm using them as a meat shield so that the archers can do their job. So let's take a look at the other Korean bonuses. You have archers automatically gaining their armor upgrades to the next level. You have your stone miners working faster, which means that not only... I see that a couple of ways. You can use that for things like tower drops, and not just bear tower drops, but also archers into towers, right? If that's a strategy you enjoy, then you can pull it off even better with the Koreans. Here we go. Finally, this skirmisher force is going down. All right. So you got the stone miners working faster, which lets you gather stone for a tower drop or a castle drop faster than other civilizations, right? It's an amazing bonus. And then look at their unique text. You got unique text. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Your towers also get their upgrade immediately to the next level. So if you decide, all right, I'm gonna tower drop, or I'm gonna go with defensive towers while I continue to push with archer. I normally forget to go from watchtower to guard tower to keep, right? You have to research those texts at the university, but the Koreans get that for free. I noticed, by the way, my opponent is going cav archer. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, the Koreans now train their cav archers 25% faster, which means that you're going to see a lot of players incorporating cav archer into their play. Carbmore 3, obviously, wanting to experiment with that strategy in this game. I think it doesn't really work in this scenario, though, because archers, I find, tend to beat cav archer. Right? Cav archers, they're obviously fast, and they do a little bit more damage per shot, one more damage per shot, but archers have more range, and typically, because they're available in the feudal age, you're going to have a mass of archers over your mass of cav archer. So I predict, in most situations, archers beat cav archers, I think. So I'm feeling pretty confident going into this. I suppose if he's fast enough to train up those cav archers, if he gets up enough numbers, he might win that fight. But I have 18 here to his 10. You better train him up fast. This whole time, we've idled his economy. Right? He has built a second TC. He had to buy it, I'm assuming. And he's got a stone mine in range, or stone deposits in range, but not using them yet. I have taken the Ville lead, and I credit that to the fact that he had to build that tower. I've got 3 TCs down. He's just gotten a second TC. 14 Cav Archer versus my 18 crossbows. Here we go. Alright. Good battle. Good battle. Yeah, I've lost a handful of crossbows, but I'm keeping them producing out of my 3 archery ranges. Yeah, and he's down to just a handful. All right, so good for him. I mean, he's down to, you know, he's got me down to about 4 archers. So he almost traded at basically a 1-for-1 there. But I think he's lost a lot more than I have, and I'm able to replenish my numbers better. So that's a fight that I'm pretty happy with. All right, so you collect stone faster. Your towers upgrade automatically. If you look at the your mangonel have 1 less minimum range, so they're able to fire closer to each other. And mangoes are the siege unit of choice for archer civs. So you get bonuses to your siege and your mangonel line. And if you look at your unique techs for the Koreans, 1 gives your towers, I think it's extra range if I'm not mistaken. You get extra range for your towers. And then the other one gives extra range for your mangonel. So it's just everything about this civilization very synergistically pushes you to unique archer strategies. Whether it's a straight archer rush and straight archer play, or whether you are going for some kind of offensive tower archer play, or whether you are going for, again, kind of a late game mango siege push. You could even do pikeman siege. That's another strategy you can pull off as the Koreans. Better than default because your pikemen cost less and your mangoes are empowered. You see right here, I've sent forward a cadre of villagers and moved them forward into Blue's base to build a castle. And the villagers decided it would be fun to loop around and go in from that way rather than looping in from this southern approach. So I lost villagers I didn't want to lose there, but I still have some alive. And I am getting the castle up. Now, with the advantage of spectator view, the bird's eye view, it probably would have been better to nestle the castle into this corner right here and block off permanently this stone and this gold. But see, I don't know. Let's flip up my view. Alright. I can't see everything he's got going on. I don't know like where his town centers are, if he has town centers. I don't know where anything is. And I just find it useful to put a castle down inside the base. I think that's demoralizing. Here we go. He's attacking in the last seconds. 97, 98, 99. Castle is up. And I gotta admit, he's melting through my crossbows. Get him out of there. So just getting a castle out, I think, inside the base is demoralizing. It sort of feels like you are breached. And it also means, because again, I don't have full, like I'm hoping, maybe I block him off of a bunch of other resources. In this case, all I'm blocking him off of is his food. But if you take a look at the resources right now, that actually means a lot. Wow, look at all. He just bought an incredible amount of food by selling everything else. Too much food. He overbought there. But see, he's blocked off of all of these farms. He's having to reseed them. I'm actually being very disruptive to his economy by shutting him off of all of this food. Every one of these farms represents like 200-ish food. Devastating. And this town center, of course, will go down. I have a university up. Finally, Murder Holes is in. Another wave of archers on the field. And this is the tough part about playing knights. You know, he's moved off of cav archers and back to the classic, back to knights. Knights cost food, and they cost gold, and you need food and gold to take up to the next stage. So he's not there yet. He had to do a bunch of market use in order to get get all these knights out. So he's not ready to upgrade yet. I am about to hit the Imperial Age. And you can see I'm moving forward, starting to harass this town center here.
Yes.
And Imp is coming in. He's doing what he can with these knights. It's not going to be enough, though. At this point, I think I do have enough archers to really put the hurt on these knights. And I'm about to hit Imperial Age. I get the third archer upgrade immediately. I can pick up the next archer attack upgrade. And he calls the GG right there. That's the Koreans, guys. Was this a pro-level game? No, it was not. This was, I think, like about 1150 ELO-ish. But what this was, I think, is a really nice showcase of the strengths of the Korean civilization and why you should definitely give them a spin. Again, I think that they are perhaps the best archer civilization in the game. They're comparable to the Mayans with their own archer discount. Like I said earlier, I think this is the ultimate civilization to learn how to play how to play archers on. Why is that? Well, it's because you aren't producing archers faster like the Britons, or getting some strength that you'll lose otherwise, like extra attack range on the Britons. You are getting a simple economy discount that is extremely helpful and encourages a flexibility. I think, with the Mayan discount helps you out with your archer mass, but because the discount is all around, I don't know that you quite feel the flexibility as you do with this Korean bonus. This Korean bonus is so helpful for just allowing you to build up your infrastructure so much more easily. And it helps you to build up those supporting units, whether you need spears or skirmishers, or even if you need to throw down a stable in order to produce scouts, the wood savings helps you do that. You get other really amazing synergistic bonuses like the free archer armor, which, yes, is helpful. I mean, it's free, you don't have to worry about it, it's smooth. But then if you transition off of Koreans into another civilization, all you're doing, you can get the benefits of those bonuses just by researching the technology. It teaches you to appreciate how useful those armor upgrades are, right? And so I think that this is an incredible civilization to try out now for various archer strategies and archer plays, and you should try it in your own games. Let me know how you feel about the Koreans in the comments below. Let me know if you want to see more AoE2 gameplay. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. For now, this is the Iron Kaiser, signing off. God bless and have a great one out there.